But this week I wanted to do something a little bit more fun, a little bit more upbeat. I wanted to talk about summer vacation. I know it's just around the corner, and I just wanted to share some ideas that you may not have thought of. So, I love to travel, and I think I've been to probably about 33 states now. And I can adamantly say that you don't have to leave the United States to enjoy a summer vacation. There are many, many fascinating travel hotspots in the U.S. that are just waiting for you to discover with your family. You know, there's from slow to fast paced to everything in between. And I'm going to share with you a few ideas for you this summer, you know, where you could stay closer to home and still have an amazing time. The first one is Chicago. You know, come summertime, the Windy City is an amazing place to visit. You know, we lived in Chicago for about a year. It was actually in Indiana, but it was right there on the edge, and we were minutes from everything in Chicago. You can enjoy great music at one of Chicago's free summer music festivals, or you can soak in the sun while attending one of the food festivals like the well-known Taste of Chicago. Taking some shopping at the famous Magnificent Mile, and grab some crazy photos of yourself in front of the well-loved Bean. You know, if it gets hot, you could head indoors, visit the Shed Aquarium, check out the interesting underwater life, then go dip your toes in the cool blue freshwater soft sand of one of the 26 free beaches stretched across 26 miles of lakefront. You know, and then of course, you know, spend some time burning off some calories that you're going to eat of the Chicago's famous deep dish pizza while you're there. The next stop is the Pacific Northwest. Now, we lived in Vancouver, Washington for a little over a year. We actually moved there from the Chicago area, and there were so many scenic views to be seen there. We went to a few different beaches, we went through mountains, we seen a volcano, and a couple of lighthouses too, which lighthouses are another favorite of mine. The seaside, the first place is called Seaside, Oregon. This was a favorite beach location that my kids really enjoyed going to. There's a long promenade, you know, to stroll around that you could watch the view of the ocean. There's a playground with swings right there on the beach. We did a bonfire on the beach. You can hike up to a 19th century lighthouse. It's Tillamook Rock Lighthouse. And there's a seaside aquarium where they have touch tanks and a seal exhibit. There are many, many places to eat. They have over 15 different fresh seafood places just to try. The kids really liked a little ice cream shop that we went to that had a whole bunch of saltwater taffy, like tons of different flavors to try, and you could spin the wheel. And I'm not sure what the name of it is, but I'm sure there's not very many saltwater taffy places when you get there. We also went to Mount St. Helens, which was a volcano. It's in Skamania County in Washington, about 50 miles north of Portland, about 96 miles south of Seattle. It is an active volcano, known for being the deadliest and most destructive in the United States history. It happened in 1980, killing 57 people and 185 miles worth of destruction. So, not to deter you from going, but they have a monument. It's open Monday through Friday. Plan to hike up to get a good view, but it's something really cool. Seattle, you know, another great summer place to visit. If you're craving delicious fresh seafood, then be sure to visit Pike Place Market at one of the many restaurants. take a trip to the top of the Seattle Space Needle, and enjoy a view from 520 feet in the air. You can learn about the city's amazing history while on a Seattle Harbor tour also while you're there. Next place I want to talk about is California. California is always a great place to visit. Lots of people go there for a vacation. Has a warm climate most of the time, a long stretch of beautiful beaches. Of course, I'm a fan of beaches. That's why most of the things I'm mentioning here does have a beach nearby. There's Yosemite National Park. Its beauty, it has amazing waterfalls and glaciers. Of course, you can go down to Los Angeles and count celebrity sightings, participate in an oceanside yoga class, or have a drink at the beach at one of the rooftop bars. There's many attractions in Los Angeles for adults and children. We really enjoyed a sightseeing tour in San Francisco where we got to tour a lot of houses that had to do with movies or TV shows like Full House, along with some other interesting places. We visited Alcatraz, and that was pretty cool. You had to take a ferry out to it, and even if it's middle of summer, you'll still need a jacket when you go out there to Alcatraz. It's really cool. If you want a beach that has an amusement park check out Santa Cruz, California. They have an amusement park right on the beach. They have big and small roller coasters, arcade games, putt-putt, a bowling alley, restaurants, even a steam train that departs from the beach for a trip through the Redwood Forest and the River Gorge. So I think we visited Santa Cruz a few times when we lived in California. Next stop is Yellowstone National Park. If you prefer more of a relaxed and outdoorsy, nature-oriented vacation, head there. Be amazed by the breathtaking beauty of Old Faithful and most of the world's other geysers. Observe all the nature has to offer while hiking. Consider camping in one of the park's several campgrounds. You'll most certainly not regret a visit there. Now on to the state of Florida, which always draws tons of crowds in the summer. There's no shortage of great places to visit there. The Florida Keys gets a lot of people to visit for their tropical vacation, within the United States. You can go snorkeling, scuba diving, sailing, and of course, tons of beaches. Another great summer destination is Miami. They have a great nightlife, also amazing beaches. It is a little less crowded there in the summer than during the winter because a lot of people are wanting to flock to Florida, of course, through the snow. If you have kids, of course, heading to a little farther north into Orlando and the Kissimmee area to visit Disney World, SeaWorld, Universal Studios, or maybe one of the other smaller amusement parks and attractions. Don't forget to hop on an airboat ride. You can see the state's alligators up close and personal. The last stop is back to the center of the United States in St. Louis, Missouri. Back when my kids were little, we went there every summer. If you need a place that isn't hard on the pocketbook, this is the place. There are so many places for families that doesn't even cost an entry fee, and that's what I'm going to share with you today is some of the ones that we went to like almost every year, and they didn't cost anything to get in. The first is Grant's Farm. It's 281 acres farm in South St. Louis County, home to hundreds of animals, including the famous Budweiser, Clydesdales. So even if you don't have any kids, you could go there and try out different beers as well. You take a tram ride in to the park, and you'll see all the wild animals out both sides while you're driving in on the tram. once you get in, you get off, and then you walk around to the different areas, kind of like the zoo. But you can go up and feed camels and stuff like that too. So like I said, it is free, but parking is about $12 a car. The next is Prairie Farms. Now this is out past Six Flags in Eureka, Missouri. You can have an experience of milking cows. I got pictures of my kids when they were little milking cows. They have a unique cat house. It's just like a house. It's like a huge, one of those ones that the cats all climb up into and everything, but it's a huge house. They also have dog shows where they'll, be doing tricks and everything like that. And then they have farm animals that you can pet or you can feed. There's a barn play area for the kids. They can swing on ropes and drive little tractors. It's really a nice laid back experience. It doesn't get a whole lot of crowds. And we used to go there every summer. And of course, it's completely free, no parking, no admission. They do sell some food when you get there, or you can bring a picnic lunch to set up too. Nice break from the Six Flags if you're going there. There's St. Louis Zoo, tons of exhibits, animals, free of charge to get in, but there is, parking, and there's extras like the train ride, and there's a children's petting zoo that do cost a small fee. Then there's the St. Louis Science Center. You can, it's going to have all the different science, like dinosaurs and fossils. It has a huge T-Rex. It has the human body parts, like different, big exhibits set up. You can also walk across an enclosed like bridge over Highway 40, and you can use radar guns to clock speeds of the cars that are passing underneath. And they also have a planetarium that you can walk over to, so you can see the outer space and different things like that too. So you will not be disappointed if you decide to spend, your summer vacation at home in the United States with a variety of vacations to choose from. There's something for everyone somewhere. Take your pick, make your summer exactly the way you want it, without even stepping foot, in a plane, in a boat. I only picked out these 6 areas to travel. There's so many other places to go. Let me know, where is your favorite place to travel for summer vacation that is in the United States? Tell me about it below. And the rest of this week I'm going to be sharing different travel tips that'll help you get prepared for the great summer vacation. And I hope you have a great rest of your night.